A gold standard roof.
Brandon just looked at me, cackled like a fucking madman, and then threw a spoon at the window. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Welcome to the...
Hey, you dorks, this is Gunnar Hansen, Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you are listening to The Dorkening.
Hi, I'm Brian Johnson, and although you probably accidentally stumbled across it and have no idea why you're watching it, you are in fact watching The Dorkening.
Hello, this is Tom Kenny, voice actor, the voice of the Ice King on Adventure Time, and SpongeBob SquarePants. Ah, meow. Oh, Gary the Snail, too. Hey, guess what you're filling your eye holes and ear holes with? The Dorkening! Oh, I love the Dorkening. Very popular in Ooh. And Bikini Bottom.
Hi, I'm Lou Ferrigno. You're watching The Dorkening. And you know what? You don't like me when I get angry, so don't get me angry. You better keep watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, this is Felissa Rose, and you're watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, it's Courtney Palm. We're shooting Death House, and you're watching The Dorkening.
This is Anthony Michael Hall, and you're watching The Dorkening. Stay tuned, my friend's going to show you what entertainment's all about, baby.
The Dorkening.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Rise and shine, my sinners. When Father Evil starts his day, he gets a little deadly. Deadly Grounds coffee has the richest, smoothest flavor you'll find anywhere. It's sinfully delicious. Once you go deadly, you never go back. Order yours at getdeadly.com. Coffee's so good, it's scary.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. You are watching The Dorkening. We have a killer show for you. We're going to be talking about a ton of shit today. Just a couple of topics. Miss Marvel changed the MCU forever. We're going to be talking about that. Kirk was introduced in Strange New Worlds.
Cool.
Yeah.
Poor Brandon.
Also, a couple other Easter eggs in that. The Munsters trailer was released, a full one.
That sure was.
Also, did you guys know there's a new Interview with a Vampire?
No.
Yes, it's going to be a series on AMC.
Yeah. And
what?
I thought we were talking about Giuliani, but
I've already seen Borat.
Top Gun is breaking records. Still, a ton of stuff. James Webb photos. So, without further ado, Brandon, how's it going, bud?
It's going great. I got my nice caffeinated alcoholic beverage, and feeling good.
What do you got?
I cold brewed Deadly Grounds coffee. I did it with French vanilla.
Okay.
And I used Bake Sale chocolate chip cookie liqueur.
Oh, I remember that. Nice.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. You can only get it online. It comes in a cool box with like 12 of them, like a dozen. So it looks like cookies. It's actually made with actual chocolate chip cookies. Then I added a half ounce of rum chata and an ounce of Screwball peanut butter whiskey and a bunch of ice. And I'm planning to see colors I never fucking knew existed by the end of the show.
Oh, nice.
I'm talking Yerple, Leo.
Yerple. How about plaid? We've gone to plaid. Yo.
No.
hey, I don't have anything as elaborate. I just have water.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, listen, that is the best adult beverage. All right. They lied to us. We were lied to through advertising and adult experiences for years, like whiskey, scotch, Budweiser, Coors. No, water. Water is the true adult beverage.
Jeremy,
I'm here.
Yes,
Seltzer.
Seltzer.
I did have coffee, but it is gone. It in our little pre-show thing.
Yeah.
All gone.
I finished mine as well. I've moved on to Mountain Dew.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you guys and your caffeine way too late at night. But the woman allows the one coffee at this time, and then she's like, "If I see you anything else with caffeine in your hand, you're dead." Like,
And I'd agree with you at 9:20 at night if it weren't for the fact that I got another hour and a half at least of recording a podcast after this. So
yeah.
You got it. Oh,
yeah. If I weren't staying somewhat caffeinated by the time Leo and I got to our buddy Justin the Cooper, I'd be like, "Hey, everybody, it's me, Brandon, and with
kind of
Leo
like
and
Drew by the end of the
Justin.
shows.
You guys tuned in. You know what the fucking show is about. Let's just get it. No energy.
Yeah. Steven.
I think Brandon beats all of us with the beverage of the night because I have Miller Lite because I'm kind of pre-gaming for my trip. I'm heading down to the Jack Daniel's distillery tomorrow. So
nice.
With the light.
It's Miller time.
So I don't want to jump into Miss Marvel just yet. I just wanted to.
That's disgusting, Leo.
Yeah, she's only 16. Come on.
You know what I meant.
Jeremy, thank you for just grabbing my hand and jumping right in there.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Okay, have you guys seen the web pictures?
Dude, these are amazing. I'm sorry, like I have a little astronomer in the house, and like she's all excited about the full moon tonight. So like,
oh, nice.
Yeah, like this stuff coming out on the web thingy.
Okay, if for those of you that don't know,
that's your galaxy or universe.
No, dude, no. Even farther than that. You want to hear something fucked up? How big our universe is?
Oh, it's still expanding.
Oh yeah. So
yeah. I've seen that episode of Animaniacs, guys.
Yes. Come on.
So okay, you realize what this picture is? These are all.
Oh, these are baby galaxies.
These are all
infant galaxies.
These are all galaxies and whatnot. And you think, holy shit, that's a ton of information in that one photo. This image is the equivalent if you were to take a grain of sand and hold it out arm's length up to the sky. That's the size of the area that they took the photo of.
Yep.
A friggin' grain of sand in the night sky.
It's the infancy gauntlet.
Yeah.
Quick, somebody stop Thanos.
And for the record, this is the actual photo that Leo got, but people have been taking this photo and putting,
yeah, that memes, yes, but this is more interesting, you know.
I know it is. I'm just
so the
Is that Uranus? Sorry.
So apparently,
83 Earths can fit inside Uranus. 84 if you relax.
Apparently these bright spots are suns that are closer to us. The elongated areas is maybe it's temporal. They said this proved something that Einstein stated. It's way
Space
above.
is very big.
I know.
That's what he said. I
It's
think
very, very big.
I believe they
very
said it's
big.
temporal warping.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Just insane. And you can keep on zooming in. It's just insane.
Our whole universe was in a hot. Oh no, sorry. Like I was watching a show for a second.
So they released several images. Yeah, it's just amazing stuff. Well, I know it's not interesting to a lot of people, but it's just I wanted to start off.
Fuck him, it's your show.
No,
This is not a democracy. This is the Dorkening.
I mean, it is.
See, no, hold on. Just who just commented that? Timmy Boy's wrote. Whoop. See, now I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. I can't. There's like whoop whoop, or if it's like whoop whoop.
I mean, it is a good thing to dork out about because if you're a dork, you can dork out about science, you can dork out about games, you can dork out about movies. It is a thing to dork out about.
It's actually one of my main reasons for moving to the country is so I can actually see those wonderful stars above my sky.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Oh, it's beautiful. I'm telling you.
Yeah, there's too many of them.
There is a lot of them.
You ever try counting them? Pain in the ass.
And that picture that we saw that shows the stars where they were, what was it, 13 billion years ago, like a billion after the Big Bang. Just crazy. So Miss Marvel changed the MCU forever. Is everybody caught up?
I'm not caught up, but go ahead and spoil away because that show is awesome.
You know, I'll just say this. I'll just say this. Yeah, that's you got it exactly right, Jeremy. That's literally what you hear.
Really?
Yeah, they even play the music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No.
I actually had to when we finished. I heard it and I was like, "What the?" And I let the episode finish, and then I was like, "Hold on, I gotta rewind it." And my wife and I are sitting there, and I go back, and I was like, "Just." I turned it way up. I was like, "Just listen." Okay. I actually was like, "All right, you hear that? Good. It's important to me that you understand the exact piece I needed you to remember." And I went right to YouTube, and I found the intro to a particular show.
You needed
and
to
I
look
hit
it
Play.
up.
What?
You needed to look it up?
Dummy, I was explaining it to my wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started this off with that. I said to her, I need you to remember that. And then I went to YouTube and I hit the start button. And there you go, like 17 seconds from the very start of the theme. I'm not going to do any more because I'm really not trying to spoil it. If you know it, then you know it. Like you'll be spoiled, but you'll be like, oh my. I was not expecting that, and
I was hoping that it would somehow, because like
now I'm gonna finish it all tonight because like, dude, I'm blowing through those episodes like nobody. Like, dude, for real. the incel fucking hate for this show, I don't get it.
It's beyond the pale, dude.
Maybe it's because I don't go online that I did not hear it.
It's not just
Dude,
incel.
there is so much
Jeremy.
hate for hate
it's
this.
I haven't seen a single one of incel hate. Where have you gone?
Oh my God,
Join this group called Comic Book. Hold on, I'll tell you what it is.
I bet we're part of the same group.
Yeah,
Jeremy.
we are, Brandon. I saw you the other day. Yep.
Oh yeah, that must be it because I know I saw you comment stuff and I clicked like. I'm like, oh, I got to back my boy up right here.
Trending shit on Twitter, and
fucking
usually Miss Marvel was trending today, and no one was hating on it. Everyone was praising what Brandon.
Man, these guys are all like, "Oh, it's the least viewed opening." I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
It had 75,000 people watching it. 75,000 households. My own household has 7 people watching it.
Well,
like
it was
if
paired
you
up against
change that
Obi-Wan
into
Kenobi too.
that
Like,
too, but if you change that into movie ticket sales, that's
But
quite
you
a
get
fucking
these idiots
and
that
it's
are-
a kids show.
Yeah,
really.
Like it's really a kids show. So
it's
like
a young adult show, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And
So,
you know,
I don't know.
It's good. I think Iman Vellani is very good, and all the young actors and actresses in it are actually really good.
Dude, I'm loving the parents are great. Like,
Oh my God, I love the dad. He's the best.
yeah, Abu. I keep
Abu.
Abu.
I agree with
I'm just
everyone.
like this guy. He comes out in the Hulk costume. I'm just like, yeah.
If you
That would
think
be
that's
me.
good, wait till the end. I you know me. I'm
No. I totally get
Yeah.
it. Like same. I got pee in my eyes again. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous. I gotta start aiming better.
I mean, how supportive they are, but just the whole culture of the show, introducing us into stuff that a lot of us don't really know about. But to have the story just be so good-hearted, but also you have a decent amount of action in there, and it's just a decent Marvel story.
All the stuff going on in the background is great. I'm sitting there like riding around on a bike, and there's like artwork moving around. I'm like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's what I
there's
really
so
liked
much to
about it.
watch.
There's also the story, the young characters. I really liked this. I just don't understand why people are hating on it. It was a great story. It's
called racism and misogyny. That's
It really
that's
is.
why.
Like there is no because dude, my 2 kids, Lindley and Cupid, think this show. Like I had them start off watching, and I would go off on my little breaks and be like, "All right, they're watching TV. I'm doing my thing."
Good babysitters on.
Yeah, yeah. I learned it from my parents.
I learned it from watching the television, actually.
The television,
not you.
yeah. But at least they're watching good-hearted television. Like this is good stuff. And I finally sat down to watch it today, and I'm just like, they haven't seen the last 2 episodes yet, so I'm like, all right, we're all gonna sit down and watch this together. Then we're finaleing it.
Nice.
It's good stuff. Good
And
family stuff. Like
that's what I did today. I watched the last 2 episodes at work, and it was great.
Yeah, it's a good show.
It sounded like you were going to chime in there a couple minutes back.
Was I?
Sorry about that.
Sorry,
I honestly
it
don't
won't
know.
happen again. My
There's been a lot of
bad.
head shaking from me. Like, yeah.
Okay, no,
it's been a real. I finished it like right before the show. Like really, really good.
Yeah,
I'm sad that we're gonna have to wait as long as we're going to have to see the character again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
boy, oh boy, I can't wait to see the character again. Like, what? Watch the episode, Jeremy. You'll know what I mean. Like,
yeah, but
there is an after credit scene.
Well, we know
Marvel.
Shock. No.
Well, so they only did like 2 after credit scenes in this whole series.
Yeah, that's all they do for the TV series.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What was the second one? Did
it was like the first episode.
Oh, okay. I'm like, wait a minute. I only saw 1. Fuck, guys. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Hold on. There was an after credit scene on the first episode.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It's not much. It just leads into the DOD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which, oh my God, that DOD woman, she was what the fuck movie?
Damage Control.
So DODC.
Not DO. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the Department of Damage
Damage
Control.
Control.
'Cause DOD is Department of Defense.
oh, okay.
Yeah, that lady sucks out loud, man.
Yeah, what the fuck show was she on?
Orange is the New Black.
Yes. Oh my gosh,
She played Figueroa, the first warden.
Yeah.
When they were in the
She was
prison.
mean in that too.
Yeah, I know. There's something about it. She looks mean.
Oh,
and,
yeah?
and of course, that probably means she's like the nicest person
Hey,
on
Tom.
the face of the planet in real
Yeah,
life.
right.
Yeah.
That's the way it always goes. It's like Christopher McDonald, the actor who always plays a villain in everything. Everything you ever hear about him, he's like one of the nicest guys you could ever hope to meet.
I got to meet the guy that played Joffrey someday, just to be like, dude, you were like, I hated you so much, so I know you're a great actor.
Joffrey?
Yeah, from Game of Thrones.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
he's a smart kid. He actually like stopped acting so he could go to school. So
Yeah,
he
yeah,
could
no,
go
I
to
know.
college.
But like,
Jack
I was
something. Jack Gleason.
He was also in Batman Begins also.
Yeah, he's Jim Gordon's son in Batman Begins.
It's such a shame they didn't finish that show though. I mean, to stop Game of Thrones at season 4, I mean, just
Yeah, you keep on fucking hoping that, pal.
yeah, go ahead.
Season 8
Yeah.
fucking happened.
No.
Suck it up and deal with it.
You get ready for the prequels, because let's hope they don't suck.
well, it's not going to have D&D.
I will never be ready for the prequels.
As long as D&D have nothing to do with it, I'm fine.
I actually
Keep an eye
don't.
out for all the monster cans on set.
You know, I watched Game of Thrones, and quite frankly, like I enjoyed it. But when it got to the end, and it wasn't like a you know, a whiz bang of a series finale, I was just like, okay, that's fine. I'll just keep on living my life now. Not a problem. Because honestly, like I can't even look at it as wasted time. Because it's like I wasn't doing anything else on Sunday night anyway. So
Well,
whatever.
Who can blame HBO? Martin still hasn't put out the final book. I mean, they had to do something.
I will blame them for the lack of
I mean, it was
contrast in
crap.
the
I
whole.
mean,
like,
look how they
ice war thing.
they could have just left it something else and came back later.
I have to say, yeah, if you're gonna do a the long night, should have been longer than one episode, and
yeah,
Visible.
Yeah,
Like,
Visible
visible
would've
is
been nice.
probably the key. Like
Visible
you
would have
know,
been good.
I didn't know until
I
last
tried.
week that Arya posed as one of the what the hell is the fucking ice dude there?
White Walker.
the Night King.
Night King.
Yeah, she was wearing the face of one of his fucking frozen generals there right before she jumped over and stabbed him with the fucking magic knife.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That was my reaction. I was like, "Fuck you!" And sure
That's
enough,
fucking really good.
you have to crank the contrast on your TV all the way up.
Actually, a really good. Wow.
Yeah, because I was always very confused as to where the fuck she popped up from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just assumed she was in the shadows somewhere. And fucking
Yeah. Well,
whatever.
technically, everyone was in the shadows because that was nothing but the scene.
Oh, that battle episode where like you could barely see anything except when the dragon flew by.
Flaming arrows or a dragon flew by.
Yeah.
Like, oh, arrows. Oh, a dragon. Is it over? I think. Oh, no, there's stuff happening still. Oh, Arya just stabbed a dude. Oh, now it's over? I think.
I think so. I'm not sure.
So to get us back on track, we know that Miss Marvel is gonna continue in the Marvels.
Yeah.
And that comes out this fall, right?
2023.
Next year.
2023?
Don't why I said it sucks that we have to wait so long.
Yeah, he was like, I didn't say that shit arbitrarily.
Yeah, because Wakanda Forever is the next one, and then Quantumania is next. And
Oh my
then
God.
We got pushed
is
back
after
for
that.
Quantumania.
What's after Quantumania?
No, fuck all that. Wakanda Forever. Holy
What
shit!
about it?
The so from a known, I'm not gonna say what it is, but a known correct leaker leaked the synopsis for the movie today.
I fucking hope that's not the synopsis. I really fucking do.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I sent it to you. Yeah.
What do you
Yeah, you
got?
did send it to me, and I was like, meh.
Prying eyes want to know. Can you send it to me?
Do I
too?
really want to know?
Yeah,
No.
hit me with it. I'll
Yeah.
read
You
through
know,
it.
nah.
I mean, you can. I
I read
understand
through
why
Kevin
we can.
Smith's
We can.
script of Superman. I guess I could do this.
I actually have a copy of it. It's something, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was. As soon
how-
as he swore in the opening fucking scene, I was just like,
I
"You
mean, that's
lost me."
the Nick Cage Superman we always wanted, right? Not the
Yeah,
Superman
yeah.
that's like up and away, but the one that sees like Brainiac show up in the middle of Metropolis, and his first reaction is, "Oh no fucking way!"
Well, it was announced today that Daniel Kaluuya is not returning for Wakanda Forever because he was filming Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, that is accurate. That was reported. I am not thrilled with the ideas put forth by this potential spoiler leak. Primarily regarding the
Did they give the
inclusion-
villain?
Kind of, yeah.
Well,
and that's the problem I have with it.
Well, he's. Yeah.
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 Yeah, he would definitely be the villain.
Yep. Well, no,
This-
I'm thinking
this
the
princely figure.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
thinking
I don't think it would go as swimmingly as they want.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought
Really?
I saw a lot on that actually.
Holy cow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
they
so
have
strange to
relations
me
with
because,
fish.
like, yeah, like, why? I just don't understand, like, why him? Because the connection there is, like, tenuous. Like, that is not who you think of when you think of that character at all. You know, and I understand, like, you know, subverting expectation, but that's like everybody's favorite fucking phrase when shit doesn't happen the way that, you know, we expect it to, yada yada yada. But quite frankly, it seems odd to me, and the only reason I can think of that they would do that is, well, there's two. One, a lack of rogues gallery to pull from for Black Panther.
That is true.
It's sort of like Supergirl, the television show. Like, oh, that's very cool that you're fighting all of Superman's villains. What's going to happen with all of them when Superman has a show? Oh, good luck. But also the fact that it feels so fan servicey, just like because of what everybody, like, I shouldn't say everybody, but a bunch of people like jumped to a conclusion. And I feel like that's still what people are basing this off of, and it's not true. But what Okoye said in Endgame or whatever, when there was a particular natural disaster occurring, and she's like, "That is not our problem," and I was like, "Meh, okay, that makes sense. You guys are trying to help mete out justice and fairness across the planet. Why would you have time to deal with some natural phenomena?" And then, of course, everyone's like, "Oh, somebody said the word adjacent to water, so that means this character." It's like, no, that doesn't mean that at all. Like, somebody said flying. Oh, I guess that means, you know, fucking Quasar's showing up next.
Wonder Man is showing up though.
So
that blows my mind.
Simon Williams.
So just a heads up, it looks like that character has already been announced.
Yeah.
For Wakanda. So it's not.
They have pictures
announced or quote leaked.
No, announced. There are pictures. I'm trying to find.
Okay, yeah, but once again, that's not the same thing as announced.
Marvel finally reveals Namor's appearance for the movies with a photo.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean. It just means.
Yeah, Marvel Studios only began the promo tour for the sequel a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago.
July 5th. Marvel Studios has yet to make an official announcement that anybody will be playing a particular character.
San Diego Comic-Con, they could reveal it.
Yeah, that's this weekend, isn't it?
Yep.
Hall H.
So there.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of H'ness.
The Hall of Hell.
So if anybody,
you have to be ready for Hall H. The name of the plan is Preparation H.
I go on vacation, and the big Marvel reveal is happening over the weekend.
So if anybody's interested, it was Daniel RPK that made the announcement, and if you want to read up on that. There was also a larger item revealed at the end of that. Brandon, what did you think of that?
What's it? What?
The after credits scene.
Oh, of Ms. Marvel?
No. Of Wakanda.
Wakanda?
What?
What?
What happened?
Huh?
It seems like only
That was in the announcement, not the announcement,
they
but
had
the leak.
They had the after credit scene in it. That's
There's a character revealed in the after credit scene.
Oh, in Wakanda. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, fucking
Fan
weird.
service.
Like they're 2 for 2 on taking characters directly from a completely different comic book and putting them in Black Panther. Like,
Is it gonna be Blade?
No.
Oh, that would be weird.
No, think more Eastern European.
Actually,
here, I'll give you a hint. You ready? And this is a quote from Batman and Robin, from Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. The name is Freeze. Learn it well, for it is the chilling sound of your doom.
Oh my God.
By the way,
why?
Thank you. That was a fantastic impression, Brandon. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm glad you did.
So it
was a solid 7.
Yeah, that's how I live my life. Solid 7 with a shirt on. Otherwise, like 4.5 max. On a scale of 1 to 10, not.
I give it 1
else.
ice
Yeah.
cube.
1 ice cube? Still sounds pretty cool to me.
Sorry, had to continue.
All right.
So Wakanda Forever, it looks like it will also tie into Armor Wars as well.
Why not?
I thought we already
Let's
did
do it.
that sort of.
No,
I really hope that nothing that you said is actually like things that happen, because I'm gonna be.
Why does Wakanda Forever tie into Armor Wars?
Because
I mean, is Yuri making the armor for Ironheart there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, it has to set up Young Avengers too.
Are
They haven't even made a Young Avengers 1 yet.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant. Ironheart, not Iron Wars.
Armor Wars.
Armor Wars. Yeah.
I would assume
okay.
that
Ironheart.
they're gonna bring Sam Rockwell back to play Justin Hammer in Armor Wars. Like, they need to do that because that guy is just way too talented and charismatic to have wasted in the abysmal pit that was Iron Man Dose.
Are they gonna wait forever to use Hercules? Like
Jeremy, I
know.
recommend that you.
I know.
I recommend that you.
I know, but like, how long before we see him again?
That's right, Tom Morris. Brandon's Arnold impression is spot on. Remember when I said I'd kill you last?
Hercules.
I lied. Get to the chopper. Sorry, I'll stop now.
Jeez.
Damn it, Cohagen, give the people the air. All right, I'm done.
I love that Total Recall. The second
that was
remake, I hated it.
God damn it!
Oh, the
Colin
remake
Farrell's was so bad. So bad.
I wanted to I was like, oh, cool, this can, and I was like, no, and
yeah, that was one of Colin Farrell's like he kind of, that was one of his last big quote blockbusters before he disappeared for a while. And I'm so proud of him for doing that, like, for real, like, because he went away, clearly regrouped, listened to the people that he grew up around, his family, his friends, and it was like, he's probably, oh, they all think I'm a douchebag and I don't know what to do. They keep catching me doing cocaine and drinking, walking around LA with a beanie on, even though it's the middle of March. And I understand why they want to kick the shit out of me, but I just can't help myself. What do I do? And they're just like, maybe you shut the fuck up and do your job. Stop acting like a fucking pussy. Oh yeah, I suppose I could do that. And then he started like gearing himself towards independent films, and then showed up in Bruges with Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah. And
that was the start of him coming back, and people actually realizing like, oh, he's a good actor. I'll even say, like, one of the movies he made after that was stepping into the role of Jerry Dandridge in Fright Night, the remake. And I actually found that movie to be very enjoyable. And I love the original Fright Night. But the remake with David Tennant and Anton Yelchin, it's pretty fucking good. Like, it holds up. Yeah. I'll even give them credit on this. The reasoning that they have for Peter Vincent being involved in the situation in the remake makes a lot more fucking sense than the original by Tom Holland. I'll be that guy. I don't give a fuck. By the way, my favorite Halloween movie is Part 3 too. So if anybody wants to come at me for horror shit, do it. I don't give a fuck. Fight me.
I like Halloween too, so fuck that.
Can we all agree though that nobody should like Halloween Kills?
No.
But yeah, like, sorry, we just went off on a tangent there.
Speaking of bad Rob Zombie movies.
I have not watched said trailer.
That was a good segue, right?
Yeah. Given that teaser, I probably won't watch said trailer.
Pop quiz. What do you get when Rob Zombie and Troma have a baby? You get the Munsters trailer that just came out today.
How dare you badmouth Troma like that?
For real, like, I grew up on a steady diet of like Sergeant Kabuki Man and the Total Avenger, and
well, I've been seeing a lot of people say it has like a Troma feel to it. Even
oh yeah, I said it. Justin and I both said it, but
yeah,
really,
it actually has more of a like student film feel to it than Troma even. You know, it's just like, oh, that's cool. You were able to sign out the good cameras for the weekend, and.
I'm actually disappointed in Zombie with this because
dude, everything looks.
I'm not disappointed in him because that means I would have had to have high expectations.
Yeah.
I never had that.
No, because if you listen to his music, if you see him in concert, you know he loves.
He's a huge
the
Munsters fan.
Yeah. One of his songs is a tribute to the Munsters.
Mm-hmm.
If you see him on tour, like he has
More human than
Munsters
human
paraphernalia on the big screens behind him. He loves the Munsters. But the fact that
thank you, Jeremy.
I liked it.
The way he does this film, it's like it's a cash grab.
Yeah, it's definitely a cash grab. But let's just.
I mean, you haven't seen
feel
the
like
film
it's
to
on
say
the realm of
the way he does
Dark
the film.
Souls. I'm like, what is going on here?
Hey, Facebook user, what's up to you too?
What's up, Facebook?
I'm sorry, did I say their name wrong? Is it Facebook User? Hey, Facebook User. See you.
Probably Jabo.
I was just gonna say that, you know, at least with the Munsters, there's a good chance we may see a cameo of Agatha.
Well,
anybody got like a cane and just grab him?
Oh, sorry, that was bad.
That's all right. We're gonna get an Agatha show anyway.
Got
So
a credit in it, so
really,
yeah. I was looking at the IMDb because I was wondering if Howard Stern had a hand in it because him.
I was looking at IMDb because I was trying to figure out who exactly ruined their career.
Yeah.
By being in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh look, we're not gonna see you.
Even Butch is gonna be in it. What's his name? Butch. The original.
Patrick?
Yeah, Patrick. So he's got some names, but I'm just like, I don't know. I wanted it to be good. Like I was like, oh, Rob Zombie. I enjoyed Devil's Rejects. I thought House of 1,000 Corpses was just okay.
Awful.
Yeah, it was gore without a story. I was like, oh, whatever.
Who is saying this? Somebody just said y'all write it off without seeing it.
I'm sorry. It's just
we are giving our gut reaction to seeing the trailer.
That teaser almost turned me off complete. Well, it did actually.
Oh,
that was
okay.
The most boring teaser.
It does look cheesy. So we're just reflecting on the trailer itself.
I most likely will still watch
it. Yeah. Chances are we're gonna watch it still because I'm sure all of us are big fans of the Munsters when we were kids. So we'll still give it a chance. I'm just
gonna watch Brian Fuller's unpicked up pilot by NBC Mockingbird Lane twice in a row. Gonna do that.
Good call.
So there was a finale. Actually, there's been several finales.
Yeah.
Superman and Lois, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Skinwalker Ranch.
I have not watched.
Oh my god, Skinwalker Ranch.
So Strange New Worlds. They've boldly gone where no one has gone before. I won't spend too much time on it, but
that's catchy.
Yeah, they should use that in something.
So real quick,
patent pending.
So if you've been following the storyline in Star Trek Discovery, Captain Pike sees his future, where, as we all know, as Star Trek fans, he gets well, not killed, but he gets
Hot Wheels leading the way.
Yeah, he gets burned.
He turns into a human Matchbox car, kids.
All melty and stuff. Yeah, it's,
Look at my half-melted face sticking out of this weird pyramid with wheels.
Yeah,
He turns into that teacher from that South Park episode. Pretty much. 1 beep for yes, 2 beeps for no.
He turns into half Dalek. You know.
Yeah,
there you go.
So anyway, in the finale,
Exterminate me. Jeez, Mike, you got dark there, buddy.
So he's toying around with the idea of, can he change the future, and his future self comes back to essentially warn him. But
Don't
he
do it, Christopher. Don't do it.
well, he gets to see his future, and within that future, they introduce Kirk, or the actor that's going to be playing Kirk. Possibly, this is supposed to be like 10 years in the future. Also,
are they planning on redoing the main series? I hope not.
I hope
I'm
not
thinking
either.
this. No, I'm okay with it if this is like a complete reboot of Star Trek, you know. But we hear.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know if I would like that. I feel like the evolution of Star Trek has been done very well, where like if you then go like, and dude, the internet hate will be fucking insane if
The
you
internet
try to do
hates
that.
on everything.
I know, but like, could you imagine them change? That would be like redoing the original Star Wars. By the way, Disney has the original footage. Leo, they're going to release it.
I doubt that.
That's what they said. Saw it on the
I
interwebs.
saw that too.
No
sign up for Disney
additional
Plus
crap.
Plus.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, there's something that happens. We see, we don't see, we hear somebody say, I'm an engineer, not a miracle worker, Mr. Spock.
I'm an engineer, not a miracle. Oh, wait, I'm an engineer. Wait, oh, Scotty says this?
Yeah.
Where's Bones?
Yeah, I'm like, damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a bricklayer.
Bricklayer.
It's the only time he actually fucking said the line.
So it was voiced by Matthew.
Oh, they're
Wolff.
giving her everything she's got, Captain. She's gonna take it all. I need more dilithium crystals.
It was voiced by Matthew Wolff, who's done voice in video games like Mafia 3, Call of Duty. So yeah.
So a lot of characters that sound like this.
More Irishy.
More Irishy.
Or Scottishy.
Irish
Scottishy.
fucking cast going on in Mafia 3. I'm just saying, like.
No, I know.
Hold on. 3.
This is cousin Michael Capitalupo from Dublin.
So
Good morning to you.
So he's voiced several Call of Duties, Samurai Warriors, Fable.
Supposed to be a new one of those coming out someday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Am I gonna have to buy a friggin' Xbox?
Yeah.
Jeez.
No.
Unless they
will not have to buy an Xbox.
cross-platform it.
What, a new one of what exactly?
Fable.
Like, wait. Oh,
The RPG. It was a really good one where you could like really go your own direction.
Yeah,
It
you
was
can,
like
a Fleetwood Mac
Xbox's
song?
answer to Star
Yeah,
Wars.
go your own way.
Not too far. We don't get one dick to copyright.
It was one of the first games where like every action you did changed your fate in the game.
Yeah.
A Facebook user apparently was just busting our balls
Cracking your nuts.
about the Munsters, that because they say it looks like it's going to be a Haunted Mansion type film. I think that is a very generous statement in itself.
Yeah, the Haunted Mansion made money, right?
I mean, technically.
And Tom Moore says if they reboot the original Star Trek series, they'll be out of their Vulcan minds.
That would be totally illogical.
Well, I mean, if they reboot it again, because it's been rebooted before as well. So.
I have a unibrow, Brandon. I'm so jealous. My eyebrows do not separate no matter what.
Oh yeah, no, I practiced ever since I saw Jim Carrey tweaking his eyebrows. Do it to music too. It's fucking sick.
That's great.
When I say sick, I don't mean like, oh, that's sick, yo. I know, I mean like it's fucking twisted. It's not like I was lonely as a child. I learned how to make my eyebrows dance.
Yeah, I can make my belly wave. I was pretty lonely myself.
I'm fat, so I could make my belly tsunami. Like Homer Simpson, like in his flubber test, you know, you poke it and just keeps rippling.
Let
like,
it go!
Look at that flubber fly!
So I guess we're not interested in Star Trek.
No, I am interested in Star Trek.
I have not caught up with the show.
Exactly.
I've been trying to catch up with literally everything else.
Like, you know, getting ready for season 3 of Discovery, and you're like, oh hey, so some stuff happened in Strange New Worlds. Oh, fucking cool. I mean, I can't be too surprised. Like, oh, they introduced Kirk. Oh, well, you know, that makes sense. I mean, Kirk, if you know anything about Star Trek, he's in the pipeline, so
could use one of those. My therapist had to reschedule today.
They got online therapists available with a click of a mouse, guys. What the hell is a mouse, guys, and how do I click it? Like a mouse guy, like it's GUYS for anybody listening, but like I understand if you heard that, you'd be like, a mouse guy is like what, like a rodent with a mustache on? Like, they'll never guess it's me. It's my mouse, guys.
Or it
Your
could
Mickey
be
needs work.
Fuck you. I've been drinking fucking coffee and shit. I'm not sitting here with my fucking throat lube tea.
So how do we feel about Top Gun still making money?
I'm with
it.
The same way I felt when Top Gun Maverick was announced. Ambivalent.
Yep. I'll probably at some point might. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I probably won't ever watch it.
It's shockingly good.
Oh,
No, I know.
It's Angel.
But like,
it's sorry. Facebook user is Angel. I'm on to you, Angel. I got you. Sorry. Go ahead.
I just yeah, that's not my kind of movie. I like space and lasers and swords and stuff. Guy flying around in a plane. I'm like, I could do that.
That's the spirit.
Well, it
26 G's.
It rips off Star Wars, if that helps.
Oh, hey, by the way, the Star Wars thing. All right, I finished Stranger Things finally.
Oh, thank God.
When they bust into the base.
Hey, hold on. Wait.
Straight out of Star Wars.
Has everyone here finished Stranger Things?
No, but feel free to talk about it.
Oh, Leo.
I finished something before Leo? Woo!
Leo, no more Skinwalker Ranch.
4 out of 5 ain't bad.
Skinwalker
Welcome
Ranch
to the Dorkening, where we're going to talk about popular culture touchstones fucking 4 weeks after they occur.
Because I'm not.
Because we're all about time travel here.
Because you're busy watching fucking Skinwalker Ranch and Stranger Things.
Yeah, and you know what, Steve? Nail hit on head.
Stranger Things is friggin' 16 hours. Skinwalker Ranch is like half an hour.
I can't take this.
Make the time.
This is released all at once. You can knock that. It came out on a holiday weekend, for Christ's sake.
No, I didn't see it during the holiday weekend because my head was about to explode.
You're not helping my case here.
But I did see it.
Yo-Yo made the effort.
I watched it on the holiday weekend. I spent a night watching it.
On the
Yo-Yo's busier than a one-legged dude in an ass-kicking contest, all right? The fact that he managed to watch it and Leo's over here like, yeah, hey, you know, I run a bunch of podcasts on a network.
Yes.
So
They
like,
gave Leo Monday off. There's no excuse.
they gave you Monday off, Leo. Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
I
don't
was
know.
able to watch, and I have 5 kids, and it's the summer. Like, you have no excuse.
Oh my God, I had no time.
I'm enjoying this mass shaming of Leo for him spending his time living his life instead of watching
Enjoying what
Stranger
he's
Things.
watching.
Sorry,
You know?
making
This
food
week,
on Instagram.
this
Who do you think you are?
This weekend was all family time. We brought my mom home from the rehab center.
Oh,
Does she like
congrats.
Stranger Things?
Yeah.
We
Dude, she would love Eddie Munson, I bet you.
actually
I bet your mom would be a big Eddie Munson fan.
no.
She would fucking be like, ride the lightning, Eddie.
Obey your master. What?
Chop your breakfast on a mirror.
Actually, I subscribed her to BritBox. I got her TV all set, so she watches.
Oh,
Yeah, so
Miss
she
Marple mysteries for the rest of the day.
yeah. Actually, she's watching this one show now, Open 24 Hours.
Is this like a BBC streaming
Yeah,
service?
It's all British.
All BBC.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Poirot episodes as far as the eye could see.
Yeah. So yeah, I subscribed to that for her so that she could just binge out, but my brother set up a new room for her. We brought her in, got her all set up, and then Sunday, since we haven't had too much time, just spent time with the wife on Sunday. And
so Megan doesn't like Stranger Things?
No.
Come on, Megan.
No.
Like Stranger Things.
For real.
Yeah. Matter of fact, but I was able to catch.
I'm laughing about it too, Yo-Yo.
All BBC, all the time.
Your mom's loving the
Thanks,
BBC, huh,
Foxy
Leo?
producer. Yes, all British broadcasting channel all the time.
Oh, that's
I'll
what
be
BBC stands
specific
for.
in what that means.
Everything Monty Python, nothing Boris Johnson.
No more him anymore though.
Yeah.
I mean, he still exists.
We're that
Much
lucky,
to our
I mean.
chagrin.
Yeah, but he'll probably end up in a lunatic asylum or something,
Oh, we could only be so lucky. That will not be the case.
Did you hear? Oh my God! Did you?
His speech was dope. He was just like, "Yeah, so that sucks."
Yeah, man of few words.
What?
Few very stupid words, but few
Oh
words.
yeah, it
nonetheless.
was like, I was wow.
You're being erased.
He did an interview and he was talking about like all the crazy shit he was talking about, and he said, I'm paraphrasing here, but essentially, I saw that people were reacting badly against it, and I got a kick out of it, so I decided to keep on doing it. He said it was like kind of throwing rocks over the wall, just to fuck with people. Kind of something you want out of your leader,
Dude, that is, and
Being an
these
adult
people
is
can't
hard.
be charged with anything.
Yeah.
Like they pretty much saying that, like, he fucked his country, and
yeah,
it's like, oh cool, yay. Go collect that paycheck now from all those people you're gonna speak at all their functions and shit. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a pretty fucking hateful person in politics.
I wouldn't say hateful. I would say realistic.
Well, without going, too crazy into it, and but have you been watching the January 6th hearings?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Holy shit! Fucking dark shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you see the pictures of napalm that they found?
No.
Oh.
Holy
Wait,
fuck.
napalm is in the explosive chemical, not some
Yes.
fucking weird QAnon guy that
Yeah,
goes
right.
by that handle online.
My name is
Hey,
Napalm.
this is my buddy Napalm 362. Not to be confused with Napalm _ 296.
They found which was brought to the insurrection, homemade napalm, case of it.
Homemade napalm. Fucking morons.
Yep.
Probably just put a bunch of batteries and orange juice. Fucking put it in a bottle.
No, it sounded like they made it right. It was gasoline.
This is a newer.
Styrofoam, gasoline. Yeah.
Sit there, shred it all up so it fucking spreads and sticks.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Anywho,
I used to make it as a kid and throw it on stuff, but it was
grab
fun.
the gear here.
Anyone else see Thor Love
Way
and
better than
Homemade
the
it
Costco
smells
version.
better. It doesn't compare to the canned stuff.
Yeah. None of that frozen
napalm.
Frozen napalm they sell you at Costco. Bullshit.
Fuck all that concentrated
Good
shit.
price, though,
This is
right?
fresh
It
squeeze.
is.
So yeah, Thor Love and Thunder.
Agent Orange.
All right.
Yeah, Thor Love and okay. So Jar Jar, you've seen it. Brandon, you've seen it.
Oh yes.
Steven, you've seen it. Yo-Yo,
Yes.
have you seen it? Okay, I'm in the same boat. I haven't watched it yet, but I don't mind spoilers. Feel free to talk about it. I want to
still
hear
gonna see
your
it next
thoughts.
week.
I want to hear, does this live up to the hype? Is this where
I
does
say
this
it's a
rank
fun
in
movie.
Thor movies? Like,
I don't know what hype there is for it. Honestly, like I'm not being sarcastic. Like I don't really follow Thor movies in that regard. Like he's not a character I'm like particularly invested in.
well, no, but like hype of a Marvel movie,
Shit, I
Well-
didn't even know he had a cane in the beginning of fucking Marvel.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm like,
did you
what?
listen to Comics
Yeah,
Paradox?
I did.
My God, Jeremy, could you tell how fucking tortured Leo, Justin, and I were with having to read?
Oh my
What
God.
if
Oh,
Jane
yeah.
Foster had found the hammer of Thor? Like, listen, I'll
Dude,
put it this
those-
way: Thor: Love and Thunder and it was a really good movie. From what I understand, they adapted bits and pieces from the Jane Foster storyline that occurred most recently with her having cancer and being picked to wield Mjolnir. And we read the volume 1 what if Jane Foster had found the hammer of Thor, and it is magnificently horrible. Like it is just one of the worst fucking I can't
The
believe
hairbrush
Marvel I cannot believe they
was like-
dedicated time to fucking draw, color, and print this. Like it's
I can't
fucking
believe
awful.
anybody, even at that time, would think that was okay. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
so
care what the
bad.
times were. Like, to sit there and say some of the fucking sexist shit that were in that book was
Odin's
just like-
such a dick in this book, and like he gets so pissy because Donald Blake was the person who was supposed to be Thor. Now, and here's the thing: like we covered, it's 35 pages long, which is like 13 pages longer than what current comic book lengths are. And in it, Odin just gets fucking rip shit at the beginning, like as soon as Jane Foster is the one that has the hammer, and that's it. Like he's pissed. I am the All Father, and I do not approve. My son is a girl now. I'm like, wow, this does not translate well to this era at all. But secondly, it goes on for another like 28 pages past this, and finally Owen's like, well, the reason I wanted Donald Blake to be the one who was the vessel for Thor is because he's physically disabled and he would teach Thor humility. It's like you could have said that at the beginning of the fucking story, you dick. Like there was no need. Because Donald Blake
it doesn't seem like that's your real reason. I'm sorry.
Donald Blake, for anybody that doesn't know, like Donald Blake was actually Thor's alter ego in the comic books. He found what seemed to be he found the hammer while he was in Norway attending a medical conference, and he got trapped in the cave where he found it. Actually, no, it wasn't even the hammer, it was the stick itself. And he was trying to use the stick to like make his way out of the cave in, and he knocked it twice, and it turned into the hammer. And as soon as he held it, he became Thor because of the inscription that Odin put upon it: whomsoever holds this hammer shall possess the power of Thor. And when he was done being Thor, he would hit the bottom of Mjolnir on the ground or whatever twice, and it would turn back into a walking stick or an umbrella, as it later was drawn, and it would come back to Donald Blake. Donald Blake had a bum leg, So he was not like the most physically capable dude. But yeah, he was a medical doctor and all that stuff, and that was the whole thing. Like he had an alter ego, Donald Blank and
Must
Thor.
have
They would
been
switch places.
so humiliating being a doctor and stuff for Thor.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. Like, well, I mean, in it, like Justin makes a very good point where he's just like, yeah, what a fucking tough life this dude has. He's 6'4", and like, yeah, he's on the thinner side, but the square jaw, the blue eyes, and the blonde hair, yeah, real fucking nightmare, Blake.
So
yeah,
to answer Leo's question on where this fares on the Thor scale of movies,
it's good.
Oh yeah.
I would still put Thor: The Dark World on the bottom, but I put this like in the top 3 of Thor movies.
There's 4 Thor movies, like
yeah.
Well,
so
I
Thor:
mean,
The Dark World would be
so out of 3, it's
the
one
comment
of
still
them.
stands.
I actually heard
As long as
Leo's.
nothing's worse than
this would be
Dark
number 2.
I'm kind of on Leo's side where, like, I think Thor 1, though I enjoyed the origin story of it, it's kind of the most boring Thor movie. I felt like, I think Dark World for me was more entertaining because you got more of Loki and all this. And I know it's definitely on the lower ranks of everybody else's Thor love or Thor ratings. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I would definitely put this above Dark World and above Thor 1. Thor 3 probably is my favorite though.
Yeah.
Thor 3 is a lot of fun. It is pure popcorn bliss, you know.
Yeah.
I still really enjoy Thor 1, and I it's between Thor.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not saying I hate it or anything.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm
it's
just
like
saying personally, I love origin stories.
Ready? I'm
I
going to
can't
make
get
all
enough.
the Star Wars people hate me.
So
Thor 1 is like Empire Strikes Back for me. Don't get me wrong. It's a great movie, a lot of details, but it's boring. It's so boring.
We're gonna disagree on that one.
I know,
love Empire Strikes
Brandon.
Back.
I know.
So does Loki win in Thor 1?
No,
No.
I am your brother. No, that's not true. It can't be.
So
Ben.
So my cousin saw Thor: Love and Thunder before I did, and he wanted to see what my reaction was, and I was, excited for the ending and everything because I thought the person that Gore the God Butcher was trying to resurrect was someone I was really anticipating, but it wasn't. And I was texting him. I was like, "Holy shit, it's this person." He's like, "No, it's not."
You're
And I'm
thinking
like,
it was null?
What?
Were you thinking it was null?
No.
Oh, okay, because that's what a lot of comic fanboys are thinking. I'm like,
No.
null is not.
Who the
Yeah,
fuck
it's a
is
symbiote.
Null?
To the G.
Symbiote god type thing.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
it-
not
it
gonna
looked-
happen.
If you
It
follow
looked
the
like
comments,
me.
that's
I
how they
tried
really
to
got the
explain to
sword
these
and-
people. I'm like, dude, they haven't even really
Let
introduced.
me explain how movie
This
isn't a
rights
Sony movie,
contracts
so
work,
no.
fucking morons. Okay, Sony owns every single character that is associated with Spider-Man's movie rights. That's a fact. So Marvel cannot do anything with any of the Spider-related stuff without Sony's permission / partnership. It's that simple. It's not fucking rocket
Oh
science.
man, Venom #3 from Donny Cates' run has hit astronomical prices because these people are all banking on Null coming into the MCU. I'm like, dude, they haven't
Wait a
even
minute.
gotten into symbiotes. Like
Is
you're wanting.
Galactus Marvel the Sony property?
No, Galactus is
Galactus
now
is,
back with Marvel
yeah.
Studios, but they were a Fox property because Galactus
Because
was
that stupid
purchased
cloud.
alongside Fantastic Four.
Stupid
Okay, because that's who I was thinking what it was. What my
Oh, you
cousin
thought it
had-
was going to be Galactus?
Yes.
What did you think was going to be Galactus though?
What the end when Gore was trying to use that sword?
Oh no,
to-
that is straight up like see as a comic book reader. As soon as you see the parchment, like that is eternity. Like straight up, that is That is
That's what
exactly
threw me off, because the horns and the helmet, it looked like to me.
Well, you'd have to actually see like Galactus and Eternity side by side. Galactus's head is actually like a lot taller and more cylindrical in the middle.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eternity looks exactly like it did on the parchment, and then translated later on in the movie when you actually see the character.
That's where I was thrown off, because I was like, this is what happens when I don't read a lot of comic books.
Well, you should know this much. Galactus is the eater of worlds, so he's not really in the habit of granting wishes.
Nope.
Yeah.
Especially
he
if
really
your
just devours.
Especially if your wish
with
is please don't eat my planet. He's not going to grant that one for sure.
But that was my hope for it, because in Thor Ragnarok, it set the tone. It literally was going to
me, my herald.
It was going to walk right into it was going to open the door for Infinity War. And I know that Thor Love and Thunder is the halfway point for Phase 4, but we don't have anything set for Phase 4 yet. We don't have.
What does Galactus have to do with Infinity War, Steven?
No. I'm just saying, like, the ending of Thor Ragnarok was pretty much the ending of the entire Phase 1, 2, and 3.
Captain Marvel was the end of.
Well,
actually,
that was
Spider-Man Far From Home.
That was the in between of. What I'm saying, it opened the door for like the bookend for the MCU, because it opened the door for the Infinity War and Thanos.
Yeah, but the end of Phase 3 was Spider-Man Far From Home.
Right. What I'm saying is, I'm speaking a little too much. What I'm saying is, Thor Love and Thunder is like the halfway point for all the MCU films for Phase 4. And what they should have done, what they should do is like introduce a main antagonist already. But they haven't.
They did, though, Steven.
Yeah, Kang. In Loki, right?
No. Thor Love and Thunder.
Okay.
They did it in the end.
That's credits thrown off.
Hercules?
Yeah.
That's going to be the main antagonist going forward?
That's certainly going to be an antagonist for Thor.
Yeah.
Well, I know that.
That was my. That's why I was questioning. I'm like,
are
we gonna have to wait until the next Thor movie to see Hercules?
I don't think that's actually the right approach, because by doing that, you're taking away from the autonomy of the story that Taika Waititi and everybody was working to tell. Every Marvel movie should not be merely a stepping stone to some big thing. I don't agree with that mindset, because then it just reduces every story that you see. It's no longer about what's in front of you. You're merely watching because you're hoping it's going to give you a glimpse into what's coming next. That's not a good thing. I do think it's good that Taika Waititi at the end of this gave us an idea of where Thor is going to be going next. That's the right move for a character-driven story.
That'll be brought into Guardians 4?
I don't think so. I think that we saw Thor with the Guardians as much as he's going to.
Okay.
We're gonna see Adam Warlock.
Yeah, I know him's supposed to be being.
Him.
Yeah, they're gonna introduce a shitload of stuff in Guardians.
But that's the thing is, like, I think if you're looking at the more cosmic stuff, the movies that you're gonna want to pay attention to for setting up certain things that it's gonna be far-reaching are going to be Ant-Man Quantumania, Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Marvels. I think those are your cosmic level threat kind of things that we're going to be looking at.
What about Doctor Strange, though?
I was literally just going to say, like, Doctor Strange had, I think, a great opportunity to do that, but it did not sell it. It missed the mark, because I don't think anybody
missed the ball.
Yeah, I don't think anybody walked away from Multiverse of Madness saying to themselves, like, oh man, like, I'm really worried about what Chthon's gonna do. All they really walked away was like, oh, so he's got like an eye in the middle of his forehead now, and fucking Charlize Theron showed up slicing through realities. okay, I guess he's gonna be hanging out with her next. Like that's it. That was the biggest thing. It didn't really sell any big entity or big goings on past that. And I think it ended up being tunnel vision. No, I mean absolutely incursions, but incursion is such a generic term that you've only learned of in that movie that there's nothing specific to there's nothing specific to tie it to.
I think it's more to give when they do make the big threat to say, well, see, this was always going on anyways, and we already knew about all these other incursions happening. So bam.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's going to set that up.
Yeah, but to answer Steven's like query, like it wasn't setting any particular antagonist up.
True.
It dropped the ball on a large like other dimensional entity. Like,
but do you need to have an antagonist set up versus having a concept set up? What's going on?
No, I don't.
That's
I do not. I mean, I just said like I think it's good to keep character.
I mean, either way,
towards
despite my
characters.
confusing the entire panel, I enjoyed the movie.
No, you didn't confuse us. I mean, we had a discussion. No biggie. This is why we do what we do. You know, I'm glad that you liked it, and I hope that this helped like elucidate a little bit of what was happening at the very end of Love and Thunder there, especially with what we saw of Zeus and Hercules.
Yeah.
I was very excited when I saw it because the actor playing Hercules is Brett Goldstein, who plays Roy Kent in Ted Lasso on Apple TV. The guy is fuck off. I know, like, I know you want to kick my ass, but I'm gonna say something to you first. Yeah, that makes sense. Gonna need your teeth for that bit, so I'll let you keep them before I kick the shit out of you. Like, he's fucking great.
Yeah.
But he's a hilarious stand-up comedian too, and he was already in good shape for Ted Lasso, but he clearly like bulked up a bit. I cannot wait to see how he and Chris Hemsworth square off against one another, not like just physically, but like the banter back and forth, because the guy is an absolute fucking riot. And they're both very funny, surprisingly funny guys. So that'll be good altogether for a good mix of drama and action with humor when they do Thor 5 or whatever it is.
Also,
Chris Hemsworth said that he's going to continue to do Thor until, you know,
they won't let him anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Which is good because the guy stays in good enough shape, you know, so he's
entertaining, you know, but it's and I totally get what Steven's talking about, you know, a big baddie, but we know Kang is the big baddie of phase 4, and similar to Thanos, like we knew Thanos was the big bad of the previous movies, you know, but we only got little glimpses of him, you know. The first Avengers movie, we got
even if those glimpses made no sense.
Yeah, exactly.
He kept changing colors. Dude, do what? You would.
Why did you give Loki one of the Infinity Stones? I don't fucking get it. Like, didn't you want to keep them to put in your fucking glove, you jackass? Yeah, no. Give it to him in a scepter then. Great idea.
I don't think he had the glove at that point, though.
No.
But he had the stone. Like, why would you?
Yeah, after all that, like, I'm trying to get all of these. You have one. Hey, you want to borrow it for a bit? Like, that seems weird.
Yeah, take this to Earth and fuck some shit up.
What are you guys do? I'm just gonna sit here.
Two things I really liked in Thor: Love and Thunder was the music. I'm a sucker for Guns N' Roses.
Hell yeah!
Oh, is that who that was? I'm just kidding.
And 2 was some of the comedy thrown in, because I'm a sucker for just like shtick. And when you see the meme of screaming goats on the internet, and Taika Waititi appeases that and amplifies it times 11 and uses the entire runtime.
Well, what's fun about that is in Norse mythology, Thor actually did have a chariot that was pulled through the sky by two goats. And their names were Tooth Grinder and Tooth Gnasher, and in the movie the goats' names are Teeth Grinder and Tooth Gnasher. So,
But were
clearly,
they scream? Did they scream in Norse mythology?
I mean, doesn't matter. Goats scream.
No, no.
So I need to
Only
ask
during the
though.
orgies.
Yeah, Leo.
I need to ask though, if there's screaming goats in there, does Taylor Swift make an appearance?
Ooh, Philip
I
would be
knew that
mad
was
at
going to come
you.
out.
Why is that? Because she sounds like a screaming goat?
Oh, you haven't seen the video?
No,
Taylor
clearly
Swift
not.
is not on my radar.
Yeah, like whoa, oh shit! I almost got that.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Somebody took one of her very popular songs and added a screaming goat to it. Like, like every time she does, yeah. I'll find it. I'll find it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things I ever saw about like a Taylor Swift meme or anything like that was like her just like sitting on a park bench, just kind of like looking off in the distance, clearly like kind of bored and just kind of staring off into space. Somebody was like, "Uh-oh, looks like Taylor Swift's about to write a new album."
And there goes this podcast.
Yeah, right, dude. We're gonna get
Taylor
dinged for
Swift
copyright so hard.
Yeah.
Was Taylor Swift worth it? Okay,
Probably
stop.
not.
I got it. I get.
Yeah.
But the other
Probably
thing
not
I
worth it.
really-
Just saying.
Losing his mind right now.
the other thing I liked is the nod to a classic 1920 movie. When the yacht is crashing into the moon and
Oh,
Trip to the Moon. It was a reference to Trip to the Moon.
is
'Cause
it?
that-
I just thought they were going for it, but it was good.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it like in those terms, but yeah.
Do you
that
know
makes sense.
that image of the moon with the face and you have the
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
rocket sticking it? Yeah, that's what
I
they're.
know what you mean. I've seen Smashing Pumpkins music videos in the past.
Yeah.
Dating
Siamese
myself there.
dreams.
But yeah.
No, I thought there was a few different things that I got a kick out of. Korg's God. I don't know if you noticed like his throne that he was sitting on when they went to Omnipotent City. It looked like the Iron Throne from Game of
Oh,
Thrones,
really?
but it was made out of scissors. You guys get it?
Rock beat scissors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing about that is like the joke from Thor Ragnarok. Korg was forced to fight in these gladiatorial, in gladiatorial combat. Why was he thrown in as a prisoner to do that? Do you remember?
No.
Because he was trying to organize, like a union essentially. Like he was trying to get people together to rise up. He was handing out pamphlets.
Paper.
Rock was beaten by paper.
Yeah.
And he even says when he's locked up with Thor, he's like, I have nothing to worry about, unless you scissors. And then I saw his God on a fucking throne made out of melted scissors. I was like, that is fucking brilliant. That is just grade A shit.
Also, here's another deep reference. In the very opening, when we see Gore the God Butcher in the very beginning, like the opening shot, the opening scene, the lighting, the everything, what he looks like before he becomes Gore the God Butcher is literally shot for shot the opening to Star Trek V.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I will take your word for it.
Yeah, I'm taking your word. I don't.
It's been a while since. I mean, is that the Undiscovered Country?
Yeah, I was about to say.
No.
That. Oh no.
It's in there in the guy. This guy's like thirsty
Part
on the
5 is
desert
the Undiscovered
planet,
Country,
and-
isn't it?
No, part 6 is. Part 5 we don't talk about.
That's probably why I'm having a hard time recollecting it right now.
Yeah, it was an odd Star Trek. So
It was one of the worst, but yeah.
That's the one where they
Clarified God at the center of the
Spock's brother is
galaxy.
God.
Oh God, that is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
That is a god awful movie. No pun intended.
Leo, when you see Thor Love and Thunder, you'll get my reference.
No, I won't
I'm sorry,
because it's been forever since I saw 5.
the god at the beginning with Gore the God Butcher. Do you know who that was playing him?
No.
Have
No.
you guys ever seen the movie What We Do in the Shadows?
Yes.
Yes.
All right,
Love
so you remember Taika Waititi in it as like the foppish vampire, and then you have Jermaine Clement as Vlad, who's clearly supposed to be like a Dracula type character. The guy playing that god was Deacon. Like, have some biscotti, like the other vampire, like a guy who has worked with Taika Waititi in the past. Like they did him up all with golden beard and everything, hardly recognizable. But I looked at his face, I was like, son of a bitch, he just fits everyone he works with into everything. But yeah, it was very cool to see like one of the guys from What We Do in the Shadows, the movie, right there at the very beginning of it, and get his comeuppance right quick.
That movie does not get enough credit. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think it does. The
cult following it does. But
well, I mean, if it hadn't been that popular to begin with, then FX never would have taken a chance on making a series based on that same world. I mean, what's fun is if you watch the show What We Do in the Shadows, it has those same characters from the movie appear. So, like, it's consistent.
They made a spin-off series also, right?
Well, they made a spin-off series of the movie called Wellington Paranormal. It's about the cops in New Zealand.
Yeah, you can watch it on HBO Max right now, or Pluto.
Cool. Yeah. It's fun.
What's Wellington? What?
Wellington Paranormal.
Wellington Paranormal.
Yeah, I would recommend checking that out, and if you like it, also looking up, and this might be harder to find, but looking up MTV's Death Valley. It was created by Spider One, Rob Zombie's brother, the frontman for Power Man 5000. It's a horror comedy mockumentary series that MTV did for one season, and it's a fucking riot.
So speaking of What We Do in the Shadows, when I was setting up BritBox for my mom, I saw that the boss from IT Crowd,
Matt Berry,
has a
Matt Berry.
I think I don't know if it's a new show.
Coast of London.
No, Year of the Rabbit.
Oh, I think my mother-in-law is watching that because she has like Acorn TV, so she watches all that bullshit too. I mean, at least that shit makes sense when she fucking puts it on and like puts her headphones in, because she can still understand it. She used to put on Bollywood and then like turn around and like, cook her dinner. I'm like, you don't understand a fucking word they're saying, lady. Don't tell me you fucking learned Urdu in the past week, all right?
She might like the music.
Yeah, I mean, and if every fucking scene were a musical, I'd get it. But she like watched the musical portion and then like turn around when they start speaking. I'm like, this is the interaction part. What the fuck? This is what informs why they're singing and dancing. I don't get you. It's a fucking puzzle wrapped in a conundrum.
What are we watching, Leo?
What is this over here?
No, I was just gonna do something stupid.
Oh, cool. Well, at least we have a heads up, I suppose. But for my 2 cents, Thor Love and Thunder. What the fuck was that?
It was
Bollywood.
Bollywood,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I really enjoyed the movie. I felt it was exactly the balance that Taika Waititi was looking for emotionally for the characters. I felt it was a little more uneven than Thor Ragnarok, but that's okay, because there was more moving pieces and a lot more sets going on for this movie.
Yeah.
But a lot of the choices made, I completely agree with. I saw the logic behind them. I really enjoyed bringing back some elements from Thor Ragnarok that not really like paramount to the story, but really nice touches, and also offered like clarification on questions that fans had, like coming up with the weird theories. Like, we do see another play in New Asgard that stars Sam Neill, Luke Hemsworth, and Matt Damon. As Odin, Thor, and Loki, respectively. and they do. It's all about how Hela came back, and Hela is portrayed by Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, nice.
But they make it very clear in this movie that they are not Sam Neill, Luke Hemsworth, Matt Damon, and Melissa McCarthy hired to do this play in New Asgard. They are actors in the world of the MCU. They have nothing to do with the actors that we know in the real world. And I do also honestly get a huge kick out of Luke Hemsworth, the older brother of Chris Hemsworth, playing Thor, and Matt Damon playing Loki, because without the Loki wig, Luke Hemsworth and Matt Damon look more like fucking brothers than Luke Hemsworth and Chris Hemsworth. So it's a very interesting touch.
Isn't Luke Hemsworth doing
Westworld?
No. He's done some commercials as Thor. Is it Old Spice or something?
Yeah.
Has it?
Really? That's funny.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Also, the little girl at the very end is Chris Hemsworth's daughter.
Yeah, India Rose, I think her name is, which was very cool because I didn't know that when watching the movie. It was only after the fact that I realized that, because I actually was like, wow, she's pretty good. And then I was like, oh, and she is actually his daughter. So, all right, I mean, nepotism, whatever, you can say what you want, but I mean, if the kid didn't have the talent, it'd be one thing, but she was believable. And I look forward to seeing how Love develops in the MCU moving forward, because she is an out and out creation of the MCU at this point, not anything from the comic books.
So how does this, without giving, you can spoil it because it's been out for
a month,
so long.
Right.
How does this expand the MCU? Like, we know Hercules is going to be a villain
presence.
A presence.
I say he's going to start off as an antagonist, but then when they come head to head, like, they're going to realize they have more in common. Like,
and the antagonist is going to
look at it this way, Leo. You really enjoy Thor because it falls into that much beloved category for you, superhero origin movie. I think what we're going to see from Hercules, especially when you consider Zeus's attitude about being a deity versus humanity and superheroes, how they fall in between. I think we are going to see a very prideful, hubris-filled Hercules coming down with that very similar mindset that, like, he is a demigod, he's a muckety muck, and humans, they should be worshiping them like they are something that is beneath them. And through his interactions with Thor, he's going to realize, like, oh no, there's far more to this than what I was led to believe or what I've always been told. And we're going to see, maybe in a microcosm, see the same sort of character development arise from him that we saw with Thor himself coming from the first movie moving forward. That's my guess.
As long as we get Sam Raimi's brother and Xena, I'm good.
I mean, we're not getting Kevin Sorbo, so that's already one for the fucking win column.
Thank God.
That guy. Rough pumpkins, kids.
So I saw part of the end. So at the end, we're now having 2 Thors going forward.
No. Love and Thunder. That's what we have forward.
Yeah.
The girl is Love. That is her name, Love, which when you get to the very end, like, oh, it's not just like a clever title. She is Love, and she is actually given Stormbreaker to use alongside Thor, utilizing Mjolnir. And I really enjoy how this movie starts and ends. It's Korg telling the story of Thor's love for a woman named Jane Fonda. That's
I love that.
He even calls her Jodie Foster at one point too. It's great. But he's in a cave telling all these kids this story of a god and how this god fell in love and how he fell out of love. And then the story ends with Korg in a cave in New Asgard, like clearly where they all just hang out, like fire and all that, telling the story of how Thor thought he thought he had lost love altogether, but when it came down to it, he chose to open his heart again, and he was able to enrich his own life and save somebody else's, and that's the little girl love. That's exactly how myths were started in mankind. Somebody sitting around in a cave telling these stories to kids and other people that they would remember and then pass on. So it falls right in line with the idea of Norse and just general mythology. It was very cleverly constructed, and I haven't heard enough said about that since the movie came out, and I feel it's a really important distinction to make. For me, at this point, I think it goes Ragnarok, very close second is Love and Thunder, Thor, and then The Dark World. It's not that I hate The Dark World. It is just very much, unfortunately, a product of Ike Perlmutter still being the head of Marvel Studios. That was when they were definitely far more concerned about what toys were going to sell and going for what they felt would be like the coolest villain. And once again, Christopher Eccleston, who played the dark elf in it, Mordecai, I think his name is, right?
Yeah.
Is it Mordecai the Dark Elf? Christopher Eccleston, who a lot of people knew from, being in the first revamp of Doctor Who, and then showing up as the invisible dude in Heroes. Very good actor, and he got shafted by that movie. He was not done any favors by it, and because of that and the experience filming it, that's why we didn't see Natalie Portman again in the MCU until this movie. And some people might argue, like, oh, she was in Endgame. It's like, no, she actually wasn't. That was footage shot for The Dark World that they repurposed for that movie. But thankfully, Taika Waititi, he was like, no, I have a really good story idea for her. Let's get it back. And I think it worked very, very well. That being said, I do think there's some big implications for the end of Jane's story having further ramifications in future MCU movies, particularly Thor, because she unfortunately is not able to win her battle against cancer. And she ends up in Valhalla, which is interesting because Valhalla is a place where, from what I understand, it's not for warriors, it's for gods who die during battle. And she is greeted at the gates of Valhalla by Heimdall. Idris Elba himself shows up, and she's brought in, and there's everybody who's died and what have you from the onset of all these movies.
Even Loki?
That's what I was going to say. They don't show Loki, but Loki is a god who died in battle. He died an honorable death fighting an enemy, which means he would be there.
Yeah.
They're not going to show us Heimdall and Jane and all of them in Valhalla without there being... It's like Chekhov's gun. You don't show it unless you're going to use it at some point. I have a feeling that we're going to see them come back from Valhalla at some point, especially Loki, because right now the Loki that we do have is a variant that snaked his way away from the Time Variance Agency, or authority. So they need to reestablish the same character who had grown to almost hero status, definitely anti-hero, and that Thor realized was a much better person than he even gave himself credit for. So, I would say keep your eyes peeled for that based on what we saw at the end of Love and Thunder. But yeah, I felt it was a good movie. Overall, I felt it to be more satisfying than Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Nice. Well, I'm probably gonna. What? Yeah, I got a bad cable. I need to fix it.
Bad cable.
Go away. Stop. I'm probably gonna check it out at the theater this weekend.
Good. I'm glad that we could ruin multiple portions of it for you.
Oh, it's okay. It's. I'm still gonna enjoy myself.
Well, keep
I'm
your eyes
just
peeled
like
for
you.
details too. I mean, you know,
That's the great part about being a pod. I never remember anything.
you heard it here, kids. Do drugs, so everything always
Yeah.
seems new.
It's
Smoke
always
plants,
new.
kids.
I sit there and I watch TV over and over again. I'm like, when did we watch this before? And they're just like, yesterday.
Cool, man. Is this a new episode?
Oh,
No, you watched it with us a week ago. Oh, you
That
say
is
so,
good.
man. It's new to me.
Speaking of watching stuff,
Boys.
well, besides the boys, which we should bring up, I started watching a show with my wife. I wasn't too sure if I was going to like it. I started watching it before, and the first like 10 seconds threw me off, but we gave it a honest try. Yellowstone.
You know, Yellowstone, is that the one that had Kevin Costner in it?
Yes.
It has Kevin Costner.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know, like, academically, I know that that's like the show that you're talking about. I don't know anything about it, but every time you say it, my brain just jumps automatically to fucking Hanna-Barbera, and I'm just like, Yogi Bear? And I know there's a difference between Yellowstone and Jellystone. I know. But every time you say it, my brain's just like, hey, boo-boo, let's go steal us a picnic basket.
I don't know, Yogi. Ranger Smith was real mad last time.
Like, just every time. I can't help it.
Did all of you enjoy The Sopranos?
I mean, I enjoyed it up until like the fucking beginning of the 5th season when I stopped.
Okay.
I enjoyed it till the very ending of the last episode where it just cut to black and mid.
Well, it's you liked it, Yo-Yo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Including that last episode when they cut to black.
It's sort of like a Western Sopranos.
Oh, all right.
You know, it's not organized crime, but it's
disorganized crime.
Well, it's
just run around everywhere.
It's Wild West type of stuff. A family.
Who's in the bank? I don't know.
I'm in the waste management business.
A family ranch does stuff pretty dirty, and like if a ranch hand is gonna quit, they take them. They call it the black train. They drop them off at the black train, and essentially they just go to the state limits and just shoot them and throw them over the cliff.
What the hell are they doing on this
Why?
ranch?
Right? Like, it's pretty extreme reaction to 2 weeks resignation.
Like, I put in my 2 weeks notice. I got this other job. You know, I'm moving up in the world.
Oh, funny you gave us 2 weeks resignation because you only got 4 to 7 minutes to live. What? I said no problem. We'll give you a ride to the limits.
Oh my god,
it's fine.
Thing gets it gets really dark, especially Kevin Costner's daughter. He says, we needed a little bit of evil around here, so that's why he brought his daughter back. And her like day job is literally ruining people.
Brought her back from like the dead or something.
No, she had like she had a big job in the city. So he brought
city
her,
girl.
City girl.
City slickers.
He brought her back to the ranch to wreak some havoc.
Get Curly's gold.
Get Jack Palance, who sounds like he's always got food stuck in his teeth.
That's a good one. I like that.
That's straight up Batman 89. You're my number one guy. You're the only one I can trust to do this. You got it, boss.
Well, let's finish things up with the boys, and then we'll wrap it up. I'm assuming everybody saw the finale.
Yo-Yo didn't.
Nope.
I'll be the 2 out of 5 that didn't. I'm on episode 4. I'm done episode 4, so I only got 2 more to go. But yeah, let's talk about it.
Sure. So The Boys was on last week, and that was the season finale.
I was watching Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, man. I mean, we didn't really touch upon that, but
no.
Yeah. Yeah, The Boys was excellent. They've cherry picked so many different things from the comic book series. But it's great because as somebody who read and loved the comic book series, as well as the miniseries Herogasm that took place in the middle of it, it keeps me guessing, and it has enabled them to make some pretty apt allegories and social commentary for what we currently see on a unfortunately regular basis in today's media and what have you. And
they
I
do
think,
some flat out like
one-on-one
shit. Yeah.
I mean, there's
The whole
definitely
shit with A-Train and fucking Blue.
I will tell you this, like at the very end, towards the very end of the episode, when Homelander does a thing to a person in a crowd in the middle of New York, and then everyone cheered, it brought to mind a certain statement
here.
Somebody made while they were running for a particular political office. And
did it involve Fifth Avenue?
Absolutely it did, yes. And that did not happen by accident.
No.
Jensen Ackles, it's the most impressed I've been by him since Supernatural. Honestly, like
I was not expecting how good he is.
He's fucking superb. Like
dude, it's like all I know him is Supernatural. I'm just like Supernatural. Maybe it just wasn't written. Like I don't get.
You know
me wrong,
what it is? If you watch seasons 1 through 5 of Supernatural,
which are good,
I was gonna say those are very well written and constructed episodes, and that is because Eric Kripke only planned on the series being 5 seasons long. He had reached the end of the story that he was setting out to tell, and it was other people who worked with him and produced the show alongside him that took over the show running and writing capabilities of it. And that's when you started to see so many like add-ons and deviations and even contradictory like anachronisms and stuff. But when you look at how Sam and Dean are written in those first 5 seasons, like they are top-notch characters for sure.
Yeah.
And the best thing about him playing Soldier Boy in The Boys this season is that it really allows him to break free of that CW constraint of being like the tough guy, but for CW. He's allowed to actually like be a complete
fucking badass
shitheel who can kick ass, and it really works. He's believable in the role. I was, like I said, I was impressed. I was overall impressed, and even more so the fact that I heard an interview with him. I mentioned it, how he said, he's friends with Eric Kripke, and he was working on the Winchesters show that's being made because he and his wife are producing it. But yeah, I mean, Eric Kripke was like, maybe you'd be good for this, and he had him read for it and actually like gave him notes on how to tweak his audition tape. And then Eric Kripke like had to go to bat and say like, no, this is the guy. Look he nailed it. He's exactly what I'm talking about. And he said, in the interviews, like, no, man, like I had to work hard for this, and that's important for a lot of people out there to know. Like, just because you know someone doesn't mean you automatically get the thing. You still have to like enable them to stand up for you so you can get the thing. Like, you have to produce the good work to justify why you would be part of it. And he brought it, man. He really did. And I was very heartened to see that. I'm trying to say this without like spoiling anything. Jensen Ackles may very well be a presence again on The Boys. I'll put it that way. But yeah, this is a banger of an episode, and there's some stuff that comes to light about Tem V, and I think that's going to play very heavily into how the series wraps up. Because if you've read the comic, and even with watching the show, there's really only one logical way this entire story ends. And that is with Billy Butcher killing Homelander.
Yeah, Homelander. Yeah, there's no other way around it.
Yeah. In
Like,
the comic book, it's particularly brutal. Like, he
and if
fucking
Butcher
jams
lives,
a
will be
fucking crowbar into his eye socket, and just fucking cranks down on it. Fucking breaks his fucking skull open. It's
Damn.
amazing. I hope they do it in the
gonna read
show,
that.
honestly. But yeah, the thing is, in the series, in the comic book series, you have to understand, like, the character of Mallory, who's Grace Mallory in the show. Mallory is a man, and who cares if they gender bent it? That's whatever.
Don't care at all.
You know, an authority
Once
figure
again,
is
it's fictional.
an authority figure is an authority figure, so their gender doesn't matter, you know. In Mallory, in this, he actually purposefully wasted the government's money on having a scientist. I think it might have actually been the original developer of Compound V, Vogelbaum. That was his name. Had Vogelbaum develop V for the government, but made it seem like he couldn't actually replicate it perfectly. And so it could give somebody heightened strength and endurance, but in overall, like, they'd be very resistant to damage, but not invulnerable. They could still be killed. And each shot of it cost $140 million or something like that. Like, it was not worth it. But he had the guy purposefully make it so that it could be injected into people that worked for the government, but they could still take them down if need be. And that's what the boys are. The group of the boys are these government funded, like, sort of temp V. It's permanent though. It doesn't hurt them, but it gives them a little bit more juice to actually, like, spy on and go after the soups. And with this show, obviously that's not been the case up until we've seen temp V show up. And it's not quite the same thing.
Yeah, and MM's whole demeanor towards Butcher becomes like, dude, we're supposed to be the line.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, if you read the comic, you'll find out that MM's deal is pretty fucked too.
Yeah.
Because he's called Mother's Milk for a very particular reason in the comic book. And but I think that we're gonna see some kind of temp V, permanent V situation occur in order to stop Homelander, and it might be one of those, like, Pyrrhic victory type things. You know, it's like, yeah, you won, but you still pretty much lost. Like, at what cost kind of deal.
All right. The only problem I had with the show so far this season, what the fuck was the dance scene for?
Because it was successful with
but there was a point in Umbrella Academy. There was a point in.
Well, I mean, you got to remember these productions are going on, like, concurrently, so they can't really copy one another because things are already written and going through. But I will say, thematically for the boys, it actually made more sense.
Really?
Yes, it did. Because
I understood they're, like, sitting there and they're watching Garland on the show, and, like, she goes, I just don't understand why she went into this daze all of a sudden.
Because for the first time in, like, her whole life, Kimiko is actually, like, normal. She is focusing on the things that have brought her happiness, and that's been very few things in a very short amount of time. And really, when I say very few things, it's two things, really. Frenchie.
Yeah.
And him watching musicals with her. Like, he goes out of his way to be like, oh no, you have to watch this. This is a classic. And that's what they do. Like, he's exposing her to that part of culture, and she really enjoys it. That's their thing. And so it makes perfect sense that she is going to fantasize about a musical number from something they shared, dancing alongside / with Frenchie. So, like I said, thematically, it makes sense. She's going through some shit, and far be it, it's like definitely not the weirdest thing we've seen, even in this season.
Oh no, definitely not the weirdest. It was just some, like, and I love dance scenes. Love dance scenes. I'm like, oh cool.
Wait till you see the last episode because there's a kind of dance scene again. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's actually
But I
pretty
just
cool.
couldn't figure out why they were going. I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, they're watching, and like, I'm like, hold on, she can't really talk, right? And then like she starts busting out. I was like, oh fuck, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I will say the dance scene that occurs in the season finale, it's not a hyper realistic dance scene like what she was imagining. Like she actually starts like, bopping and jumping around and doing her thing while being, the vicious female of the species. So it's pretty awesome though. Like the song that she cues up, I'm like, yes, this tracks. No pun intended. But yeah, like check it out. It's a really good season finale. It makes me very, very anxious to see the next season. I want it to come out like next week now. And that's a fun feeling for me because I didn't feel that for a good portion of The Boys up through the last like 1.5 seasons. And it was only at the end of last season where I was like, yeah, let's fucking turn this mother out. And thankfully so far, Eric Kripke's not proving me wrong. Like I'm glad that I'm able to put my trust and faith in him for telling this story, and recognizing the aspects of it that translate well to the screen. Like I said before, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg are involved with this as well, but they also
I was a little worried.
They ran Preacher as well. They show ran that, and they destroyed a phenomenal Vertigo series. So when I saw they were attached to this, their names were also attached to Invincible for the longest time.
Yeah.
So before that cartoon came out, I was like, all right, if Boys and Invincible get Preached up, that's it. I'm gonna have to learn how to fly a plane so I can just dive down into whatever fucking where they're hanging their shingle for their production studio. Like, dudes, like they're like, we love comic books. It's like, yeah, we get it, Seth. Like part of loving them is not fucking destroying them in the process. You get that, right? Like when you read them as a kid, you didn't like tear the page, crumple it, and throw it when you were done.
And rewrite the whole fucking thing.
I'll just do it for memory. Fuck you, Seth.
What the heck? Stop it.
Tame your chords, man.
This mic is clear.
Yeah, I need to change course. Okay. On that note, we will wrap things up unless you guys have anything else.
Well, I got a gripe I want to talk about.
Yeah.
What really grinds my gears. No,
yeah. I'm sorry, but I also just finished up Peaky Blinders. I know a lot of people don't watch that. This was supposed to be the final season. They end it, and they're putting out a frigging movie to finish it.
Well, that's the new rage.
No, not me. I'm.
It is not the new rage, Leo.
I do not leave this house.
Sounds like what he's about to fucking spell forth from his mouth is about to be the new rage.
I'm just like.
That's rough. Like, I get that. Like, yeah, just end it. Just come on. There's very few exceptions where that works. I think. I think maybe one of them right off the top of my head is Serenity for Firefly.
Sure, because they fucking got canceled and stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean it was doomed from the start. Friday Night Death Plot on Fox. Like, oh, you followed the Sarah Connor Chronicles? Yeah, good luck. Yeah, we'll see how many people are fucking tuning in on Friday night at 9. Ugh. But yeah, like that's one of the few instances where they were able to take, essentially the show and bring it forward into a movie and tie it and actually have it still be pretty good as a standalone. Yeah.
Well, they're going to do that with Walking Dead, and we see how well that's turning out.
Really?
Are they?
That's still a show?
Just end it, please.
They did that with Breaking Bad.
This is coming from a person with a cat named after one of the characters.
Oh. Yeah, Walking Dead's getting movies and spin-offs, more spin-offs. Yeah, it's just
all right.
Yeah,
dude, Kirkman and his colorizing the comic book. I'm just like, you are like, stop.
I actually read the comic book for a couple of years, and
I read the entire series.
I did not, because I read an interview with Robert Kirkman where he said somebody's like, so how long can you conceivably see this going on for as a series? And he goes, oh, it's never going to stop. And I was like, what? Okay.
Oh yeah, that
Fuck
would
you
have made
then.
me
I'm
stop
done.
too.
I was like, I'm not going to read this forever. That's insane. I want finality. There's no way that you're going to get me to like watch all these people die at some point and then continue on with a new group. Like, nah, that's not how this goes, bro. I don't care about the other people. Like, you don't start, and this is a poor example for me personally, but you don't start the fucking Lord of the Rings trilogy with Frodo and his fucking merry men there, and then have it end up switching to a couple of other hobbits with a fucking troll and a dwarf, and they're the ones that end out the whole series. Like, nah, there's a reason why Frodo and his friends are the ones you follow all the way through. It's the same thing with this. They are the hobbits in this situation. And so I read that interview and I was like, I'm done. I'll keep reading Invincible, not a problem, but I'm done with The Walking Dead. And then he surprised the fuck out of everyone. It was a surprise series finale for the comic book, and that was it. And I was like,
so right timing too.
I was like, oh man, that if I had known you were going to do that, maybe I would have kept reading. But that's okay. I just kept living my life, and it worked out well for both of us.
And if you don't know, he's re-releasing the the
color.
Colors, yeah.
Some people probably need that because they're smooth brains and don't understand how it lines up with the fucking television show. One other thing I do want to say is well, thank you. I got that from The Good Place. Jason Mendoza, he's like, oh, you're talking like a real smooth brain right now, Eleanor. Maybe I'll finally get some of them squigglies on my brain. The doctors say it's smooth like an egg. But in Stranger Things, not for story point or whatever, I throughout the season, especially with going back and forth in the upside down rather, sorry. I turned to my wife and she and I'm a huge Stephen King nut. So there's so much within what the Duffer Brothers have done. I'm like, oh, I know what that is. I know what that is. I know what that is. Not a big deal. Even right off the bat, when I saw the title card, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I also own different seasons in paperback because that's the font they use for Stranger Things. There's a book that he wrote with another author, Peter Straub, called The Talisman, that Steven Spielberg actually purchased the movie rights to in the 80s before the book was even released. And he has not been able to get it made for the longest time. And I completely forgot about this until after the fact that, I finished watching the season finale. The Duffer Brothers are actually going to be making The Talisman for Netflix.
Oh, really?
And I saw the kids going back and forth from the Upside Down to the real Hawkins. And there's a lot of jumping back and forth between realities in The Talisman. It's how they like travel across the country and make it quicker. And with all this road tripping stuff and the going back and forth, I turned to my wife, Dara. I was like, I know you've only read like the first 100 pages of the book so far and what have you, but like this just reminds me of The Talisman. It takes place in the 80s, like all these kids, all this traveling, the road trip, like by themselves, this, that, and the other thing, monsters. And then this is not a spoiler, but one of the characters is not doing so hot and they're like passed out in a bed. And the other one is reading a book to them. And the book is The Talisman by Stephen King and Peter Straub. Yeah, so it's definitely like a subliminal hit to like everybody out there. Like, hey, this is going to be like our next big project. And I definitely would say like keep your eyes peeled because a lot of people have tackled it over the years. They've tried to figure it out. And this may very well be like one of the few instances where it could work out very well because the only people that probably should ever attempt making The Talisman into a movie or mini series or whatever would be the Duffer Brothers, Mike Flanagan, or Frank Darabont.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like there's a lot of different stuff happening within this season that references Stephen King and other horror franchises, not the least of which are Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street. I recommend seeing the season finale as soon as you can if people haven't seen it.
Oh my God, Leo. Please watch it.
Oh, and yeah, but that's all I wanted to say about that. Like otherwise, like I felt it was superb. And if you if you watch the penultimate episode of the season, like the one before the season finale, and you don't cry, then you're a fucking piece of stone that has no heart.
I swear I cried through at least an hour of the last episode. Like, dude, so much stuff going on.
It's
feelings.
Yeah.
And just like, fuck. I'm sitting there cheering and getting upset, and like, God, it was good.
Yeah, I mean, I can say this much. This is the first season of Stranger Things, for the most part, where all together there is no
bad
neatly
episode.
tying of a bow. No neatly tying of a bow at the end of it.
No.
There is none of that. This
Yeah.
is a very angst-ridden and despair-filled ending to the season, which means all the more for the fact that season 5 is going to be the last season of the show.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's some big stuff coming up. I think we're going to see some very interesting protagonists arise. I think that I'm not spoiling anything. I think that Will's assertion that Mike is the heart of the group is 100% incorrect.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. I think Will
I
is.
think it's Will.
Yeah.
I think it's Will. And I think Will, he's obviously got a connection to
definitely.
Vecna. That's been the case
That
ever
part
since.
was like so creepy when he was
Yeah.
talking about that. That was like
And-
chills all over.
You know, Vecna.
The literal chills all over.
Right? I think Vecna was able to connect with Will, able to do that initially, like from the onset, because when you look at how Will was treated at the very beginning of the series, like when Joyce goes to speak to Hopper at the office and explains like what kind of kid Will is, and he's a bit of an outsider. I mean, the kid keeps a fort that he hangs out in by himself out in the middle of the woods, like behind his house. Like he needs to be away from everyone, have his own place where he just feels like himself. He keeps his distance, and he doesn't really have many people he's close to. And then his friend Mike is like one of the people who's like straight up like, we got to fucking save my friend Will. Like this is, he was really leading the charge on that. Vecna is like the other end of the spectrum. He is also a loner and keeps to himself, has his own hobbies, quote unquote, and devices. And it just serves to isolate him even more. He doesn't actually have anybody that he connects with. And over time, we saw that sense of alienation and being the other grew for Henry. And with Will, especially having been brought back from the Upside Out, being saved, he sees exactly how close he is. Like he has these people who love him and are in his life, who care about him, who truly he connects with. And I think we're going to see that Will may end up being the other side of the coin for Vecna.
Yeah.
11's abilities are incidental to what Vecna is, and it's going to have to be something more than just telekinetic ability that stops him from being able to do what he does. I mean, there's a reason why the memories and feelings of love and happiness are what stop Vecna in his tracks. I'll just put it that way.
And to wrap it up, Paul Reiser's having the best year ever. The Boys, Stranger Things. Like,
I know.
where's he going to show up next?
Not the Bye Bye Love sequel, I'll tell you that.
Back to what you're saying about Spielberg, I wanted to mention something because to piggyback off Jeremy's rant about Westworld or something like that, Westview or whatever show you were ranting about.
Peaky Blinders?
Peaky Blinders. Oh, okay.
Yes. I saw for the first time Close Encounters of a Third Kind yesterday, and it was for an upcoming throwback movie review on our podcast. And
which version?
Whatever.
The one with Richard Dreyfuss in it.
Yeah, whatever you have on Pluther, Leo.
Yeah, which version?
Which version?
You only
Stand by
have
my
one
question.
fucking version.
No, I don't.
It's like you didn't look hard enough.
Now you got to watch the other one.
I just like the elongation of the consonant at the beginning of each sentence. Which one?
Well, anyway, so my little Peaky Blinders rant is So Spielberg directed this, right? And it's about aliens. How in the hell are the graphics, the effects for the aliens better than Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
Well,
I know.
I don't know because I didn't work on either of them.
So,
the alien in Close Encounters of the Third Kind was a hell of a lot better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Maybe it's that way for a reason.
Maybe it's because George Lucas was more involved with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Actually, so there was supposed to be when Nixon wasn't president. When Nixon was president, there was supposed to be a documentary released that actually showed, this is all conspiracy, but there was a documentary that was supposed to be
Did you
released.
see this on one of the Jack Osborne shows on Discovery Plus?
Were they the aliens laying in the medical bed?
Sorry. Go ahead, Dave.
No. I've read about this, and I've seen interviews.
That's why they call me Jack UF Osborne.
But essentially, yeah, Nixon authorized a filmmaker to make a documentary that actually showed the alien landing at this one disclosed location, and apparently it got pulled last minute. And Close Encounters was supposed to be a remake of what that documentary was supposed to be.
Okay.
It's supposed to represent the actual landing.
Yeah, I heard that Stanley Kubrick was in charge of directing the fucking landing on the moon too.
Yes.
See, if you look there, the dust doesn't rise up. Shut up.
But still, you could have heard my anger, my rage from my podcast studio, because I was enamored.
Did you enjoy the movie?
I did.
Enamored means you love it, buddy.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, you loved it. Okay, I thought you were saying like you were pissed.
No, I loved the movie.
He was pissed because the aliens look better in Close Encounters.
He was enamored with.
I got you now. I got it. I got it. Sorry, everybody.
Spielberg made Close
how did you make this so good?
70s, and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was made in 2007.
You know, I think, Steve, in all honesty, it's just best if none of us think about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull ever.
I
should stay in that warehouse.
That's like when somebody says to me, like, "Oh, what did you think about those other Matrix movies?" And I'm like, "They made more than just the one." That's nuts.
It's hard when you see the movie.
Why would you make a sequel to a movie that had such a definitive ending?
What are you, some kind of hack?
But Brandon, when you see it for the first time, it's hard to think of it when you first see that alien come out of the ship.
I mean, I've seen Close Encounters of the Third Kind
in the
like
80s.
Yeah, numerous times, so it's hard
Yeah,
for me to.
this is the first time I saw it.
No, you know, I understand. I'm just saying, like, from my perspective.
Yeah, I know.
Wrapping my head around it, like, I get your incredulity. I can't speak to why one looks better than the other, and it's the opposite of what one might think. Maybe just more dedication to craft at that moment in time when Close Encounters was made. You know, there was more care and attention given. You know, there's a big problem with CGI taking place of practical effects altogether when it should be used supplementally, you know. And I think the limitations of their time made them need to practically make more things than they would nowadays, and that's a large part of why it looks better to you, because it really is more realistic. That's the best explanation I can give, and that's really just how we as human beings view things altogether.
No, I mean, that's the one thing I liked about it, because it looked a lot better than what we got. You know,
oh no, dude, I get what you're saying. It's like, you know, if you watch Little Shop of Horrors and they took the same movie that Frank Oz did, but they added like CGI, even like modern CGI, where, you know, they could get it to, like, say Disney is the one that's like tweaking it, all right? And they really get like the best people on it, and it's like flawless, avoids the uncanny valley thing is you know, to the nth level, but you'd still be taken out of it because it doesn't feel real. Whereas with the Jim Henson shop working on Audrey 2, it makes a big difference to have that thing right there because it's something both the audience and the talent are reacting to.
Yeah.
You know, that you are talking basically right now, what it boils down to is a live action movie versus a cartoon.
Yeah.
It's always very easy to dismiss animation because our brains automatically register it as being a false reality. It's when you can trick the audience, and that's what it is. It's tricking. I'm not being flip about it, but when you can trick the audience, you can have them delve in and buy for at least a couple of seconds that this is really a thing in front of them that is happening. Then you've won. That you've done your job as a visual storyteller. That's the job. You know, and because of these same guys doing these same things and getting bored with the stuff that they were doing, always seeking to try to quote innovate, they moved on to what was seen to be the next best thing in that special effects technology. Like, how do I make it as realistic as possible? But sometimes removing the thing from, you know, its actual presence that serves to as a detriment more than a benefit. And I think that's exactly what you're seeing on display when you think about comparing those two movies. So yeah, I mean, Steven Spielberg, necessity, you know, it made that happen the way it did, and he was hungrier at that point. Steven Spielberg now, he probably is just like, I don't have as much to prove. I mean, I think Ready Player One is a fucking
Probably handed it over to whoever was in control of the graphic, whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking, it was just like, yeah, do whatever you want.
Yeah,
Throw me an alien.
Yeah, if he had followed the same guidelines he had set for himself with special effects in Jurassic Park by utilizing CGI with practical, then a lot of the things that we see going wrong with his very weirdly clean, dirty futures would look far more realistic. But that has not been the case. It all looks like a Hollywood production. What's up, Yo-Yo?
I gotta duck out. So remember in the beginning,
Your food?
Food. Yeah.
Oh no way!
Wow. It's almost here.
Oh
Dude,
shit!
that was an hour and a half at that point.
Oh, that's
Oh, I know.
Well, that's a good place to end it then.
Yeah. Holy
Yeah,
crap.
well,
Time for Yo-Yo.
Yeah, hold on, just real quick. Yo-Yo, what kind of food did you order? I'm just
what
curious.
did you get?
Barbecue.
I hope it's fucking warm when you get it, dude.
I hope so too.
I hope it's
Barbecue from where?
Uncle Joe's barbecue.
Okay.
Sounds like a good place.
I was about to say if it was BT Smokehouse, that would you get like
Jeremy's
1-star review.
Jeremy's basing his thumbs up on it because it has the word barbecue in the fucking title.
Oh,
Barbecue, it sounds good.
Let's
You
do
got me.
barbecue.
All right,
Alrighty, guys.
let's wrap this up so fucking Yo-Yo can eat his ribs or whatever.
So we're gonna wrap it up. You know me, Leo. Just Google me, Dorkening, thedorkening.com. Enough said. Jeremy.
Hey, check out Box O Comics at the end with an X for all your comic needs to buy and stuff, and your new comics. And check out Comic Book Lovers Buy, Sell, Trade, and stuff to like buy and sell and trade your comics that you already have.
Woohoo!
On
Yo,
Facebook.
Yes. Thank you,
on Instagram. I don't have much going on Facebook. Just Yo St. Laurent on Instagram.
Okay.
And I'm here.
We expect to see pictures of your barbecue.
Yes.
Yeah, Yo-Yo's like, okay, great. Let me fucking go. All right. Hey everyone, Brandon Powers, aka Powerful Brandon. You want to come on over and check out the Powers Combined Facebook group. We're a bunch of dorks that just share info, laughs, memes, just good times. And our number one rule there is don't be a jerk. If you violate that, we will boot you right away. You can follow me on Twitter at Brandon's Powers and on Instagram at This Brandon Has Powers. I appear here on the Dorkening on Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week, or as close to every week as I can manage. And I am also doing 2 bi-weekly podcasts. They switch off week to week with Leo Pond and Justin Cooper. The first is The Dork Night, which covers all things Batman. It's a lot of fun. Justin and Leo are the two rah-rah sis boom ba Batman guys, and I am there to really show my bat ambivalence sometimes. And then we have Comics Paradox, all three of us again, which deals with alternate reality tales and takes such as Elseworlds and What Ifs, as well as story arcs and storylines. Armageddon 2001, Heroes Reborn, Amalgam Comics, Age of Apocalypse, you name it, we're eventually going to get to it and through it. So yeah, check those out. Sunday mornings every other week for each one of them. They drop at 8 a.m. All right.
I just have to say, firecracker, sis boom ba, Bugs Bunny, rah rah rah.
You're forgetting someone.
I know. I just needed to get that out because it was in my head.
Firecracker, sis boom ba.
Super Retro Throwback Reviews on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm here every Wednesday on the Dorkening.
Hey, did we get the results of the contest, Steven?
The one that he was in?
Yeah, did I miss that? What I missed
For the past couple of weeks, I've been saying I'm an award-winning podcast.
Oh, motherfucker, I missed it. Congratulations.
Hold on,
I don't know what place yet, but I'll let you guys know soon.
Message: marijuana affects the memory.
This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
And by the way, I'll have brownies for everybody at Terrificon.
Yes!
Unless you fucking forget to bring them, right? I'm sorry, dude. That was just, it was, you can't fucking lob the ball up like that and not expect me to spike it down. Hey, did you bring those brownies? Oh, fuck, man. I knew I forgot something.
See, you guys are all
like, what? How'd you forget it? I left it with my kid. Oh, no, my kid.
Shit.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yo-Yo's got to eat, but
I gotta
tell
go.
you.
See,
wasting away to fucking normal over here. Let the guy go eat.
Oh, catch you guys later.
Catch you guys. Peace.